It's Friday, the 24th of February. My name is Juan Brown. You're watching the Blanco Lirio channel, and we're getting the best snowfall of the year here at the Blanco Lirio Global World Headquarters at 3,200 feet. Closing in on 9 inches of snow on the Blanco Lirio snow gauge, and we are expecting this snow to continue throughout the day Friday and into the night, and then we'll get a break on Saturday, and then another storm comes Monday and Tuesday to bring us some additional precipitation, and I think we'll still be uh, at the freezing level here, so we'll get more snow at this elevation. So this is wonderful news for our snow totals here for California. We're about 175% of normal to date. They'll have a new snow survey on the 1st of March, and it's been a relatively dry February so far. Only one other rain event earlier in the month, so this is much needed precipitation. I'm getting some questions about the King Air crash out of Little Rock, Arkansas the other day. There's very little data on or information on this crash, but here's what we know so far from the Aviation Safety Network. On Wednesday, the 22nd of February, about 11:57 local time, Beech 200 Super King Air, November 55 Papa Charlie. And if you look up FlightAware or try to find any data for this, the owner has removed the ability to collect that data. It is a 1983 model Super King Air PT-6A, 5 fatalities on board. A Beechcraft 200 King Air impacted the train shortly after takeoff from runway 18 at Little Rock KLIT Airport. The 5 occupants died and the aircraft was destroyed, and that's all they got. There was weather at the time of this departure. And here's the METAR at 11:53 local time. Winds 210 at 19, gust 27, 10 miles, broken at 4,800 feet, overcast at 6,000, temperature 24, dew point 14. And then a couple minutes later at 18:02 Z time or 12:02 local time, winds 300 at 22, gust 40 knots, 2 miles in light rain, scattered at 3,600, overcast at 4,700. So that's one of the main things investigators will be looking at. Of course, they're going to have to go through this wreckage and prove everything, make sure that all 4 corners of the aircraft arrived there. The aircraft did not come apart on takeoff. They're going to have to look at the power plants, make sure that they were both producing power. There was not an engine failure on takeoff. But a decreasing headwind shear, you can get into a downdraft on takeoff that can exceed the climb performance of the aircraft, and that could potentially shove you right into the ground. And my first thought was, with this accident, what's the big hurry? Well, this is the company, this is a Part 91 operation that flies for the company, I believe they're called CHET, out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Correction, CTEH company, and they are an environmental structural cleanup company. They're the kind of company that shows up after a disaster to help you stabilize your building and get your business back together after a disaster. And they were responding to the metal plant explosion at, let me get that information, the Schumann and Company metal plant at Oakwood Village, just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. They suffered a major explosion at the plant there, killing 1 employee and injuring at least a dozen more. And so this company has a 24-hour response capability of responding to these emergencies, and that's why they were in a hurry to go during that bad weather, because usually if you just wait around for a half an hour, allow a gust front to pass through, you can have a much safer bet at taking off. So that's all the information we have at this time on the King Air crash outside of Little Rock. It's been quite a few years before we had a major snowstorm here at Blanco Lirio headquarters. It was in February of 2011. We had 3 feet of snow here on the back deck. We typically get a storm of a foot or more of snow each year. This could add up to more than that. We'll see. Thanks so much for watching. See you here.